All right, well, hopefully you did well on that quiz. We have just a few minutes remaining as we finish up our review time. Obviously, the last couple of lessons we've reviewed extensively on law of heat exchange, and we did well on the quiz in here, so I feel like we should have it down well. If not, go back and watch old videos. Just the heat equation, I feel like we've got down pretty well as well, and I feel like we've even got that temperature change, phase change thing pretty well. But it's been a little while since we've done anything with thermal expansion math. So let's flip over, if you would, in your textbooks to page 221. Let's look at one of these very quickly. And want to make sure we know when to use which. Remember, a change in length is anytime it talks about meters, feet, inches, centimeters. Any of those units is a change in length. You do want to change an area if it mentions something about square meters, or feet squared, inches squared, centimeters squared, something like that. A change in volume is going to talk about how much something can hold or how much something contains. You're going to see that buzzword. And then also you'll see cubic units, for instance. You might even see something like liters. That would be another example of a volume thing. But most of our problems, admittedly, had to do with a change in length. Let's go and take a look, if you would please, at problem number 7. Problem number 7 here. We've already done this problem for homework, but I wanted to recap with you here. It says a pine wood meter stick is 100 centimeters long when the temperature is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Does anyone see a problem? Got to make it Celsius. Well, that one, unfortunately, is memorized, right? What is 32 Fahrenheit? 0 Celsius, right? So instead of 32 degrees Fahrenheit, we change that to 0 degrees Celsius. And then it says find its length when the temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, here's where we're going to have to do a little bit of math. Let's change 77 degrees Fahrenheit into Celsius, and this might seem kind of familiar. What do we get? 25 degrees Celsius, right? That should seem a little familiar to you. So what is the temperature change then, class? It's 25 degrees Celsius. Again, not 45 degrees Fahrenheit, but 25 degrees Celsius is our temperature change. It says it's made of pine. So flip back to page 211. Stay with me very quickly as we finish up. It's made of pine. Pine is going to tell me which alpha value to use. Back to page 211. What is pine's coefficient of thermal expansion?
5.0 E-6.
Remember, these are very small numbers because things don't expand very rapidly. Again, if this were area, we double it. Volume, we triple it. And of course, we need the original length, which it says is 100.00 centimeters. Again, the centimeters is a clue that we're only talking about length. Also, 5 sig figs, we're going to keep our answer in centimeters. Remember that the change in length multiplies those 3 things together. So at your seats, go ahead and multiply all 3 numbers very quickly. The 25, the 5e negative 6, and the 100. And we get a very small answer. What do we get, class?
18.
So that's the change in length. Now, I want 5 sig figs. If this were my final answer, I would tack on 2 additional zeros to get my 5 sig figs. But it didn't ask for the change in length. It said, what is its length? Meaning, find its new length. So, class, what do I have to do? Add it to the 100. And when I add it to the 100, I end up with 100.01. It doesn't round up centimeters. Remember doing these types of problems. All right, just want to make sure we worked one of those before we wrapped up. There is no homework other than to study and be prepared for the test tomorrow over chapter 14. And as the bell has rung, you are dismissed.